Good morning. Here we are departing Cedar Creek Campground, heading out onto Core Sound for the first day of the Outer Banks 130. In here there's not a whisper of wind, but I think it'll pick up a bit once I get out on the sound. Hobie Adventure Island, Captain Lawless, and a beautiful morning overall. Off on the Outer Banks 130. Not much wind out here yet. Quiet morning. We're passing Jesse Rothkopf and his James B. crabbing skiff. Good-looking little boat.
Thanks again for helping me out getting started on it.
No worries, man.
What are the tides doing later? Or what are the tides doing right now?
Say ahoy! Feeling good?
Nice, huh?
What's that?
That moves nice.
It does, yep. You looking good.
Thanks. Feels good.
Got a little video of you, so you can we'll collect them afterwards. Looking good. Do you know what year that Hobie is?
I don't. You might know better than me.
Yeah, it's one of the early ones, I think.
Yeah.
Got some miles on her. Captain Curtis Pack aboard his Hobie, cruising right along. We got the Hobie contingent lined up right here now. Tupperware Navy. Steve Dahl in his McGregor 25. This is the Titanic of the fleet. Ahoy! You're the Titanic of the fleet. Taking Darcy Bryn, William Moffett, Paul Moffett, and Darcy Moffett. One little boat, very cute. Very pretty boat. Sang in company with Lanyap, a Welsford Pathfinder, and Darcy Bryn, and Michalak design. Me and the Hobie AI. Staying along in company with Curtis Pack. Wind has picked up. Moving along nicely at about 5 knots or so. Boat feels good. Woohoo!
That's a day of sailing right there, boy.
This is the beach at Cape Lookout Bight, North Carolina. The lighthouse right over there around the corner. Our fleet, my Hobie, Michalak Darcy Bryn, a Michalak Mayfly, Welsford Pathfinder, a sprit sail skiff, and a sprit sail crabbing skiff that just got in. We got 2 or 3 more boats still en route. Well, it's Monday night, starting to look a little blustery. We'll see how this goes. Could get pretty rainy tonight. I'm just gonna leave the Hobie right up on the beach. She's tied up anchor into shore. Other boats are right up on the hard. I don't know, tents are not the preferred living accommodations for heavy weather, but we'll do our best. Heaven forbid we all just retreat up to the lighthouse and hunker down and wait out heavy weather. Fair winds. Good morning. It's day 2 of the 2021 Outer Banks 130. Currently at Cape Lookout Bight. Some of the fleet still on the beach, but we're moving boats to the water. Eric Jacobson and his tiny puddle duck, I think, is getting off the beach first. Darcy Bryn and a Michalak Mayfly. right there last night. Fortunately, a dry evening, but we may get some rain this afternoon. Fair winds. It's a quiet start to the second day of the Outer Banks 130. Light winds, maybe 5 knots. The wind's against us, so is the tide. Trying to make our way out from Cape Lookout Bight and then over to Shackleford Banks, where the wild ponies live. The Hobie's not going to have too much trouble with that, but some of these flat bottom skiffs tacking to weather against tide may struggle a bit. But it's a short sail and we've got all day. It's 9 a.m. now. It might start raining by noon, but we will see. Up ahead of me here, we have the Darcy Bryn, Michalak design, and Curtis Pack and his Hobie AI. And way up ahead there we have Stewart in a mayfly. And he seems to be starting to make progress. Everyone else is still back on the beach dawdling about, but they'll be along shortly. I can say goodbye to the lighthouse, probably for another 2 years. Seems to be the pattern. Fair winds. Here is Eric Jacobson's Puddle Duck Racer. A severely modified Puddle Duck Racer. I didn't get any video of you yesterday, so say hello for the camera.
Going nowhere fast.
Well, you're doing it in style. That's all that matters. Yep. That's not a good angle. Sun's behind you.
It's hard to believe the ocean's out that way.
The camera crew is maneuvering around us here. The Hobie videography team. Hey?
There's a big sandbar over here.
Oh yeah, I've hit that before. Looks good though.
What we should be doing is going on that side.
And there's the Darcy Bryn and her namesake waving at me. The OBX videography team here. And we have rain. Not hard yet, just a sprinkle. But we're power sailing upwind against about a knot of current on the outgoing tide. BMG isn't very good. But that's the beauty of the Hobie, you can power through a lot of things. And as if things couldn't get any better, here's a whole group of jet skis. Hooray! Everybody loves a jet ski, right? Oh well. They're I'll be having fun. Until next time. There go my jet ski friends. How lovely. Well, here we are in the middle of a rainstorm. Started raining about, I don't know, 45 minutes ago. Got worse and worse until finally I decided to pull into a little beach area next to Parker's Island and pull on some rain gear. Get a quick breather. The rain let up during that period, so underway again. Looks to be in good shape now. So we'll see how that goes. Rain, rain, rain. But lighter than it was a few minutes ago. We've got Curtis Pack and a Hobie AI and Darcy Bryn, who paused at Harker's. I think they're probably under motor power up ahead of me. Everyone else is behind. I'm sure they're struggling a bit, but hopefully everybody's doing fine. I don't know how much of this anyone will be able to hear in the wind, but I'll make the attempt. The fleet for the Outer Banks 130 has arrived at Shackelford Banks. Hobie, Steve Dawes McGregor 25. All the rest of the fleet scattered along. Jesse Rothkoff apparently fell on some oyster shells, so I think Curtis Back is rendering medical assistance out on the boat. Hopefully there's nothing too bad there. We are waiting reports. And then we have our little tent village up on the hilltop here. It's a little windy right now. Sprinkling a bit, but hopefully that'll lay down before it's time to go to sleep. We shall see. Okay, more Outer Banks 130 fun. I had my tent set up on that very exposed promontory with a beautiful view, and the wind's been picking up, and clearly my tent wasn't going to stand under the force of the wind, so now I've moved to this somewhat shielded location, which, while being on lower ground, hopefully will remain dry and more sheltered. And my compatriots has done the same, so before the night's over, maybe everybody will be down here, who knows. Just the sort of things you have to expect on the Outer Banks 130. Welcome to another edition of the Outer Banks 130 2021. It's Wednesday morning. We are completely pinned down by weather. There's exactly nothing good to see here. Visibility is near zero. And it doesn't look like it's going to let up for a couple of days. The current plan may be to sail across to Harker's Island this afternoon when it lightens up and Uber to retrieve our cars and trailers in order to pull out. It remains to be seen whether any of these hardy souls will continue in these kind of conditions. We finally got a break in the weather. It's probably going to be short, but it's probably going to be long enough for the fellows on the Wellsford Pathfinder and myself to run across to Harker's Island, where we are going to withdraw and go fetch our trailers. The weather coming ahead the next couple days looks equally rainy, and frankly, I'm just not prepared for it. It's Wednesday, August 3rd on the Outer Banks 130. I'm making one final run across from Shackleford Banks over to Harker's Island, where I intend to pull the boat out and pack it in for this trip. As you can see, the weather's a bit sporty. Probably got 10 to 13, make it about 5 or 6 knots. Got the Wellsford Pathfinder back behind me under motor. They're pulling out as well. They had always planned to pull out today, so we were able to team up on that. Overall, some really good sailing this trip, but some really bad weather. Hopefully the rest of the group that's continuing on will get some breaks in the next day or so. Fair winds.